And I'm about to blow your mind with every bit of evidence that you need that lets you know the Polar Express is actually Back to the Future 4. Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm. Led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora, this Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide. Number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Tired of struggling to get in and out of the tub? Meet MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower of Atlanta. Beautiful, safe, and affordable bathing solutions that actually make your bathroom work for you. This family-owned local company focuses on installations that elevate comfort and accessibility. No high-pressure sales, no commission-only reps, just honest, hassle-free service across Metro Atlanta. Here's the number one reason to call MVP. They make bathing safe, easy, and enjoyable. Schedule your no-hassle appointment, 404-493-6888, or you can go online to nvpwalkins.com. Don't forget to mention the BPX, the Bailey Podcast Exchange, for $2,000 off MVP Walk-In Tub and Shower, because your bathroom should feel like a retreat, not a workout. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products, Alive Ozone Therapy Spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to AliveOzoneTherapySpa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. Alive Ozone Therapy Spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. JasonBailey.com. It's a website.
All right. Thanks for being here. Episode 449. It's the Bailey Show podcast. It is a guy show women love to listen to with a side of laughs. It's all on the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. 3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed. Get your details and to subscribe so you get all of your episodes. Please subscribe. Make that your New Year's resolution. Just subscribe. It's just $4.99 a month. You go to jasonbailey.com, and I mucho aficionado it. That's Latino for thanks a lot. That's what that means. Also, the merch store, sign up for the newsletter, all of our socials, questions for the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. You can get a lot there done on jasonbailey.com. All right, thanks for being here. My name is Jason Bailey, and there he is, Mr. Benjamin Button Badger. How are you, sir?
Howdy. How we doing today, Bailey?
We be good. We be great. I'm going to blow your mind this episode. We always talk about this other podcast called Confused Breakfast. And they do such a phenomenal job of like pointing out Easter eggs in television shows and all these conspiracy theories of tie-ins and so on and so forth and character crossovers. And they just do a good job. They do a really, really good job. I'm a fan. But before we do that, there's a couple things that I want to bring up. First and foremost, still the aftermath of Christmas and, you know, everything that entails in Christmas. I went to Publix numerous times. And this one night I went to Publix and it was crazy busy. It was right before Christmas. And I go and I'm checking out. I just got a handful of things, you know, and there was like 3 bag boys that had decided to bag the small amount of groceries. And I was impressed that there's actually people working, right? All these people are working. I love it. I love to see it. And I didn't look at their faces or their bodies first for some reason. I think I was looking down in my wallet. I was pulling out my credit card. And then to the right, I see one of the bag boys' boots. And he's got black leather boots, almost like work boots on, right? And I get my credit card, I pay, and the other bag boy wraps around and I see he's got the same pair of boots on, these black leather boots he's wearing. Again, there's like 3 bag boys. And I just kind of, you know, not make it, I mean, I'm extending the story right now, but this is all happening in real time.
What kind of age range are we talking?
I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Right? I haven't even looked at their faces or their bodies, which sounds weird. I just see their boots. You know, and this is all like, again, in real time. So this is split second stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking much of it. And I just look over, the kid asked me, he goes, do you want your iced tea in a bag? Appreciate you asking. Yes, I do. And I look at him, he's probably 17, 16, 15, something like that. Young kid, ginormous, jacked, like huge, like a big dude. Okay, I'm 6'3", about 216, 217 at 50. This kid's probably 16 years old. He was like 6'4", 6'5", probably 230, and he was jacked. He had muscles. The other bag boy wearing those work black leather boots, he looked the exact same. And they all had these like crew cuts, you know, like they're in the military. They play football. The third bag boy looked the same, like they were triplet monsters. And all I could think of was the scene in Die Hard 2 where Bruce Willis is in the elevator in the bank and he's surrounded by what they're pretending to be the bank security guards. And it's actually the bad guys, right? And he notices first the boots and then he notices the badge. Was that 2 or 3?
That's Vengeance.
So that's 3.
Yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Yeah.
Okay, that's the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
The bucket of water with the elephant at the thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What was Die Hard 2? Die Hard 2 was
not very memorable. I can't remember at all.
Was that the Lost?
I feel like there was a church involved. There was some snow.
Oh, yeah, that was with the black guy that pretended he was a good guy, but he was a bad guy, and they had the different clips, and one was blue and one was red, and they had the fake gunfight scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the whole.
That was like
thing.
The Lost episode, wasn't it? That was the Lost Die Hard, because you remember 3 with Samuel L. Jackson. That was a good one.
Vengeance, quite frankly, is my favorite of the whole series.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good. Anyway, so I don't know why I brought that up to you. Just an observation.
Jeremy Irons.
Just an observation I make. Like literally, I'm sitting there going, I'm like, these are the bad guys from Die Hard that are bagging my groceries right now.
Were they shady? Were they polite? Did they have an accent?
There were no accent, very polite, but so were the bad guys.
Paper or plastic?
Right. In Die Hard. Did anybody play the lottery last night? What numbers did you pay? Yes, that's us. So anyway, Christmas traditions, before I blow your mind, Ben, you had told me the other day, and I didn't get the whole story, but you said that you had started a new Christmas tradition this year.
No, there was.
No, you did not.
There was possibility that a tradition was not going to happen. and I had to fight to keep it alive a little bit.
Oh, I
Yeah.
made that mistake. What did you do?
Yeah.
What was the tradition?
Stockings.
Why wasn't it not going to happen?
My mom decided to wrap some of our presents in our stockings, so we weren't going to have like stocking stuffer stuff. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work for me. Like, that's how you end the whole Christmas shenanigans is you get your stockings, and we have traditions in the stockings, and I wasn't ready to move past that.
Let me understand this. So you were going to have stockings either way, but just the stockings this year would not have had stocking stuffer stuff. She was going to put your prizes in the stocking instead of around the tree. So your traditional stocking would not have been the same because it would have had wrapped prizes in it instead.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It wasn't would have. She had already wrapped some of the gifts in the stocking. Like, oh, this would be a cute way to wrap it. So she put the gifts.
You're saying you never had wrapped prizes in your stocking before?
Yes, but there's certain things in the stocking that have to be there every year. Like there's certain stuff. So an orange has to be the last thing in the bottom of the stocking. Yeah. You got to have an orange. It symbolizes health moving forward, and it was something my grandma always did. She would always put the charcoal candies in there just kind of as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Those had to be in there. You got to have at least one candy cane and some butterscotch candies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kind that end up in the pocket half unwrapped.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be in there. And that's where you get your stupid, foolish stuff, like, you know, your paddleboard with the rubber ball on it, and, you know, like your whoopee cushion that goes in the stocking, things of this nature. And that wasn't going to happen. And I'm like, I can't deal with that. Mm-hmm. So I went and bought all new stockings for everybody, and I created my own.
So where were the original stockings?
They were at the house, but they had like normal gifts in them.
You could have taken them out.
They were already done. So I just went to the dollar store and just got new stockings for the stocking stuffer thing, just to make sure we all had a stocking to go through. You know
what's crazy is I never knew that about the orange in the stocking, but as a kid, I'd always have an orange.
Yeah, and
I never knew that's what it represented. So I got to bring that back.
Yeah, having an orange in there that's important. So I went down to the local farmer's stand and got the most beautiful navel oranges I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I went in and threw a kiwi and an avocado in there too, just for overkill.
So who's in charge of this tradition every year? Your mother?
Mom has been, yeah.
And why not this year?
She just didn't understand the importance of it, I guess, to me. You know, and it got kind of heavy. You know, I told her, I said, look, I was just kind of venting. I wasn't trying to make her feel bad. I'm like, there's certain traditions I'm not ready to let go of because I don't know how many more times I'm going to have them. Mm-hmm. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know how many more Christmases we have as a family. So there's just certain things that I want to make happen.
So I can tell you what happened. Well, it's one of two things. Either she thinks that your bell doesn't ring anymore, or her bell doesn't ring anymore. And there's a reason for it. You understand what that means?
The Christmas spirit.
Polar Express. Yeah, the bell.
Yes.
Yeah. So she might have assumed, and look, so your story I can totally relate to, because that was, again, if you listen to Monday's episode of Honey, I Raised the Kids, that is the reason why next year we're going on a trip. Rachel has made that rule. She's done. And
I haven't seen it.
Some of it's my fault, because one of the main traditions, now again, look, we're a little bit different because we're empty nesters, so to speak. This year was our first, I mean, it really felt like an empty nesting Christmas. Again, listen to that episode and explain it all because of the things that happened. But one of the traditions that was like kind of my thing, like when I came into this family 15 years ago, there were some things that they did that I did not do tradition wise. And there were things that I had always done that they'd never done. So we combined our traditions. Not that they never put cookies and milk out for Santa, but I was the one that brought that magic every year. I was always, as the kids got older, you had to remind them and stuff. The oddest thing happened this year. Our stockings were hung on the bar with care. They're not over the fireplace because we don't have.
Why?
Because we don't have a mantle.
I thought you did. I thought it was kind of under the TV. Isn't there a little shelf under there?
There's no shelf. No.
Oh, okay.
We hung them on the bar.
Okay.
Whatever. And on the bar was the plate that we would put the cookies for Santa in the milk. And I looked at it, and it was late Christmas Eve, and I swear to God, about to open my mouth and say something. And something happened, and I don't remember what it was that distracted me. And I went and I did that, never to come back to the cookies. So Christmas happens, Christmas Eve happens, the issues that were that, again, listen to the honey episode. Christmas happened, and I just felt like there was something going on Christmas with Rach. There was just a weird vibe in the air. And she's learned a lot from me as far as she holds it until we record now. She's a true radio pro. So I had no idea until we recorded that episode about this. And I felt horrible. And I still feel horrible that I did not. But here's the shitty thing. And I told her, I was like, look, this is on you too. If you knew, she purposely did not do anything about it. She went to bed Christmas Eve pissed, knowing that the cookies weren't out. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Why is it important?
What do you mean? Why is it important?
Why is it important to have cookies and milk out still? Everybody in the house is an adult.
Yeah, but when you have kids and you want to hold on to that magic as long as possible, any little tradition that there's no reason to get rid of it, right? I mean, the coal and the orange and all those little things that you did, you could say the same thing. You're an adult. You get it. You know it. You don't need the little ping pong thing. And
so it's more symbolic than somebody actually believes Santa showed up to eat the cookie.
Absolutely. It's all
okay. I'm just double checking.
Yeah, it's all symbolism. I mean, it's about making sure your bell continues to ring.
You were making me question if your wife still believed in Santa, dude. I'm just double checking shit.
Well, of course we do. And we always will. And when you are a parent and your kids get older, you can go one of two ways. You can be, everybody's an adult now, get me a beer. This is what I got you. Good stuff. Let's move on to next year. Ooh, yeah. You can do that. Or, I mean, you don't have to still get them Barbie dolls and stuff, but you can still do the traditions that you've always done.
Do you label any of your presents from Santa?
Yeah, just about every one of them.
Really?
Yeah, just about every one of them. Yeah. So, I understand. I'm big on tradition. So mess that one up to the point where, but I still think Rach was being vindictive. And if she remembered, she should have said something. This is a team effort. That's not the thing that you want to be like, oh, I remembered, you forgot, put it in your face. So we had a little back and forth actually on the episode. It gets a little feisty.
Okay.
The idea of keeping traditions alive, I'm all for it. I agree. Everything you just said about the stockings and all that stuff. Personally, I would have asked your mother nicely, can we reconfigure the stockings that we normally use? And just,
because the ones that she had, they're not the stockings that we grew up with. I'm not sure what happened to those. The stockings we grew up with, my grandmother had actually knitted. They were like real knitted stockings.
That's cool.
And so every time you put an orange in it, it would get longer.
Yeah.
Next year. Don't know where I have no idea where the stockings are. So now the stocking itself is just like a vessel, but it just holds the magic, I guess. Is there a certain kind of cookie that you have to put out for your plate, or just what's available?
Yeah, that's the other thing is, so I am now in possession of my grandmother's cookie cutters from like BC. I mean, these are old cookie cutters, like they're metal. I mean, they're old school. And we didn't make cookies this year, which I didn't even think about it. Just didn't even think about it. It was a very odd Christmas this year. It was very odd.
I made cookies.
Yeah, that's good. You should make cookies,
I normally don't, but I was helping my sister with some stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. So there's a few things, and Rach is ready to move on. We've been saying this for years. She's like, next year I want to be on a beach and this and this and that. And I'm like, but again, part of the traditions of Christmas is waking up on Christmas morning with the tree. And, I know in the Tuesday released episode, we were talking about, I brought up the fact that I don't understand people not working all the time. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around it when you have something to do, get it done. But I will tell you, Christmas Day, even though I did do some work on Christmas Day, I'm able to relax on holidays. Like those are the only days I'm able to relax on. So, football's on, sit there, lay on the couch, just snack throughout the day, eat your food. I like going someplace for dessert or having people over. Like we went to her sister's house for dessert, so we had to drive. It was about an hour, to Kissimmee. I actually liked that. I liked getting in the car. I liked getting out. I liked driving on Christmas, like all that stuff. So for the most part, it was good. One of the traditions that Rach and the kids had when I joined the family was on Christmas Eve, they would sit there in front of the television and watch the Polar Express and have hot chocolate, right? I had never seen the Polar Express. Again, remember, when I joined this family, I was very good at bacheloring, so the kids thing was all new. So this whole sit down and watch the Polar Express, all new. I love that tradition. This year was the first time that I've ever heard this. And our son let me know. And I'm about to blow your mind with every bit of evidence that you need that lets you know the Polar Express is actually Back to the Future 4. Both Zemeckis films.
Really?
The flux capacitor does make a cameo in the Polar Express, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. How you feeling?
I already got the train thing.
Okay, how so?
That tracks. Well, because that's how Back to the Future 3 ends, is
Right.
Doc and Mary Steenburgen showing up with their kids on the time travel train.
Different train, different type of train, but still nonetheless a train. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a train. Train's a train. It's not a bright line.
Yeah. Different type. I mean, that's, yeah. But when you get, yes, you are correct. Continue. What else you got? Let me check these off, see what you can get. Now, there's some of these that I found online. Most of these I found online, but there are some of them that I put in there. But there are numerous.
Yeah, it's going to take me too long to work through it. Let's walk through it with me and let's see what we got. So I'm thinking there might be certain, like the know-it-all kid, he's got to have a correlation somewhere.
Not that I know of, but I'll start here.
Okay.
The capacitor, and I can show you the screenshot. There you go. This is the scene where you see the flux capacitor. See it?
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's I guess three quarters of the way through when this dude and they pull, he's like screaming. It's in the back. I don't know the timestamp on it, but there's the flux capacitor. I mean, that's plain and simple. It's there. That's it. Yeah, okay. And it's on. That's the other thing. It's on. It's working. So it's not a dead flux capacitor. The Lone Pine Mall. So a newspaper mentions the Lone Pine Mall. That's the same mall from Back to the Future, suggesting a new timeline.
It was Twin Pine originally, right?
But when they went back, it was Lone Pine, right?
Yep.
At the beginning, it's Twin Pine in the
because he had knocked down one of the trees.
Right, exactly. And then that's right. So there you go. There's that Easter egg. The Zemeckis connection. Both films were directed by Robert Zemeckis. Doc Brown as Santa. Okay, hear this one out. The theory that Doc Brown is Santa with his advanced technology eventually helps Santa explaining the North Pole's futuristic elements and Santa's ability to travel the world at midnight, possibly using modified time travel technology.
Oh,
boy.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You with me so far?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That one, I think my head just kind of exploded a little bit.
A little bit. Right. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. Thank God I'm wearing a hat.
Mm-hmm. The sleigh disappearance. Okay. So when his sleigh takes off, this is at the end of the Polar Express. Okay. This is after Santa gives the first Christmas prize of the year to the little boy. And then Santa gets in his sleigh and he takes off and he wraps around the Christmas tree and then gets to, let's just say 88 miles per hour. And then he just jets off. So when the sleigh takes off in the Polar Express, it leaves behind a trail of sparkles and fire, which mirrors the visual effect of the DeLorean when it jumps through time.
Yeah.
Right. That like the backwards 99, up there. It is. Yeah, that kind of thing. If you listen carefully, and you have to, you might need to go watch the Back to the Futures and then watch the Polar Express. When you do that, things that you don't normally pay attention to the sounds, the sound effects in the movies that are made during the big scenes, like when the DeLorean travels back in a time. It's the same sound effects in both movies.
Okay, so the same Foley was basically used, is what you're saying.
Possibly, yes. Okay. That's the theory. Again, that's the theory. I hear it, and I didn't hear it. Like, my mind is still blown about this. I love knowing things that I don't know and hearing things for the first time.
You had me with the train and the time travel theory. Like that kind of makes. Who wrote Polar Express? Did you look at that?
Who wrote it?
Yeah, did they have anything to do with Back to the Future? That would really kind of bring it together.
Oh,
if the writer of Polar Express had he was a grip on Back to the Future 2.
Chris Van Allsburg.
Okay. All right. Are you Googling?
Yeah.
Oogly googly. Help me with this, because I just recently saw Polar Express.
Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale. So,
they wrote, yes. But what I'm saying is, did the writer of Polar Express have anything to do with Back to the Future? He could have been a coffee runner. That might have just been an inspiration for him to go, hey, this could go somewhere else. Let's take this to the North Pole.
Back to the Future.
You know what I mean?
It all goes back to Robert Zemeckis. So, okay. Yes, the writer-director of the Polar Express, Robert Zemeckis, also co-wrote and directed Back to the Future, the trilogy. While Chris Van Allsburg wrote the original Polar Express book, Zemeckis adapted it and embedded these connections in the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's phenomenal. I love stuff like this, and I had no idea that these were correlated.
I know.
What I was saying, though, is the kid from Polar Express. Does anybody ever use his name?
No, I was looking for things like that too. Like, I was looking. So let me give you one last one. Okay. So, key evidence for the theory that Back to the Future 4 is actually Polar Express. There's two more, and they're really good. Mind blowing.
Okay.
Quote unquote, I've wanted to do that my whole life. So when the hero boy in Polar Express pulls the train whistle, he shouts that line. I've wanted to do that my whole life. It is the same exact line Doc Brown says after pulling the whistle on the train in Back to the Future 3.
When he lands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Time manipulation. The Polar Express travels across the globe and back in a single night while the clock remains frozen at 11:55 p.m., leading fans to theorize the train uses Doc Brown's time travel technology. So this is something that I was looking for when Caleb had told me about this whole theory. I was looking at, the clock towers in Polar Express.
Uh-huh.
So maybe this is stretched a little bit, but all the clock towers in Polar Express look very similar to the clock tower in Back to the Future. And they all have Roman numerals, which most clock towers do, but that's just if you take a picture of that and look at the one from back, looks very similar the way that it looks and stuff like this. The ones in Polar Express, are all stuck on 11:55, and then it gets to midnight when Christmas and stuff like this. I was looking to see, and maybe there still are, and I missed it. I was looking to see if there are any watches that were on, was it 10:22 or whatever the time was?
Yeah, something I don't remember what the
At the
time was.
save
You're
the
right.
clock
Yep.
tower at
Mhm.
10:22. The clock,
10:56 or whatever.
whatever
Yeah.
it was. I know it was in the 10 o'clock hour that the lightning struck the clock tower. So I didn't see any of that. Then I was looking in the background, especially when they go to the North Pole. And I was looking to see if there's anybody in the background that would have anything there. I didn't see anything. I was like, maybe I could spot one of the terrorists with uranium, but I didn't see any of those things. So those are the big key pieces of evidence for the theory that the Polar Express is actually Back to the Future 4.
A dog with Biff on his collar.
Right. Something like that,
Yeah.
But if that's
Little
not
Easter.
enough to blow your mind, I don't know what is. That's pretty good.
I mean, again, the time travel thing, damn, using Doc Brown's technology to make Christmas happen.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
Whoa.
how it works in the theory of the Polar Express being Back to the Future 4, the Polar Express train is Doc Brown's modified time machine, perhaps older and less functional, but still magical.
Okay.
The ability to freeze time and appear anywhere is thanks to the flux capacitor, as seen in Back to the Future. The mysterious hobo on the train could be a future version of Doc or someone connected to him. In essence, fans believe Zemeckis subtly linked the two films, with the Polar Express acting as a spiritual magical sequel where Doc Brown's legacy helps make Christmas magic possible, make it in a form of Back to the Future 4 in spirit.
In Christmas spirit, Bailey.
Christmas spirit. Everything about it. I
love it.
I was looking for Jennifer's. I was looking for the truck. I was looking for everything. I couldn't find it, but part of our going back to Christmas traditions, our Christmas traditions is, and this is something that I, got into when I came into this family, was watching the Polar Express Christmas Eve with Hot Jockey. And I got to tell you, dude, 15 years went by, no clue until this Christmas when Caleb brought that up. He was like, the Polar Express is actually Back to the Future 4. I'm like, what? A lot of times he talks and I hear, but I don't listen. I'm like, what? I just couldn't wait to jump on him about it. Like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh no, seriously. Of course, the cliche, look it up. And then he starts rattling it off. And he starts rattling some of these like, oh yeah, you can see the flux capacitor in this scene. And it's like, it's the Lone Pine Mall. I'm like, wow, dude, mine is freaking blown. Dude, how cool is that? If you're Robert Zemeckis, to be able to have the power, just kind of like what George Lucas did with Indiana Jones and Star Wars, where Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, drops down in the snake pit, and then you see the hieroglyphics in the back of C-3PO and R2-D2 and stuff like that. Stuff like that is just cool. Like really, really cool.
Oh, just little cross Easter egg things from yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been the Easter egg. The Easter eggs have been around for a very long time, but I think now, this day and age, we've morphed into these crossover different universe theories, right? I mean, it was one thing to be like, oh dude, Adam Sandler always has that guy in his movies and this and this and that. But now it's like, oh my God, Polar Express is actually Back to the Future 4 and coming up with a whole, I mean, this is where we've gotten with this stuff. Mm-hmm. And I love it. I mean, it's better than talking about anything else going on in the world, right? To at least have some kind of imagination and creativity with these types of things.
And this is where Confused Breakfast shines.
Yeah. And this is where that podcast comes in, dude. I wish I would have
muffler.
I wish I would have thought about that idea. They do it so much better than I could probably ever do it. So again, I don't know the guys. I've never met the guys.
And think about the time it takes for them to look at all this stuff. Right. My God, the homework.
Yeah, it's a lot of homework. And there's a lot of editing in that show.
Mm-hmm.
Our show, no editing. It's top and tail. and it's just there it is. This is
Good.
yeah. And then we've talked about the Patrick Swayze crossover universe of Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing into Point Break. What?
Roadhouse in between.
Roadhouse is in between.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a dancer in New York at the school, fell in love with Baby, got his 57 Chevy, decided to become a bouncer.
He went on a philosophical journey and ended up in Memphis.
Well, you know why he went on a philosophical journey?
Because he hated people.
Well, also he studied philosophy. Remember when he's in the doctor's office?
That's right.
And he goes,
that's right.
She goes,
And in Roadhouse, yes.
He goes, what did you find out? And I don't know. It's about the way, kind of just, so there you go. That's the
philosophy. We don't know shit.
Yeah. Philosophy. Yeah. So he goes to Roadhouse, becomes a cooler.
Kills people.
Yeah, kills people to find himself, and then becomes a criminal. He makes his way to California.
Well, he makes his way to California, but the whole dealing with rich people when he was a dance instructor, it still hadn't quite settled on him. So now he's like, all right, I'm going to steal from rich people and give to other people. And I'm going to further my spiritual journey into the ethereal plane of what Mother Earth is giving us and this and that. And that's where he takes on the name Bodhi.
Right? That's his surfer name. And he also name drops the 57 Chevy in Point Break.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. He and that was the car he had in Dirty Dancing. That's the big tie-in, is the 57 Chevy reference.
And there might be potential for that to continue because, quite frankly, he never does die at the end of Point Break.
But he did die in real life.
Well, yeah, but what movie did he make after Point Break? Didn't he make some trucker film or something?
Oh, wasn't it like Tu Wong Fu with Love or something like that?
He did do Tu Wong Fu. Oh, dear God. Bodhi didn't die at Bell's Beach and he became a tranny.
Yeah.
That's the fourth film. John Leguizamo and Wesley Snipes.
Yeah. I never saw it, but yeah.
I had some friends that were in the movie.
Oh, really?
I was a cheerleader when I was in college.
Yeah.
And so they had a whole scene with like tumblers and cheerleaders and shit. And some of my friends were in that scene. I had friends that were cheered at the Olympics in '96.
Really? In Atlanta?
How about that? Yeah.
That's
right.
Hope they were nowhere near the bomb.
No, they were not.
That's a good thing.
Anyway, so they've done such a cool thing at Confused Breakfast of figuring out all these weird little dumb correlations that who knows, maybe they were done on purpose.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, a movie buff, a TV buff, and you've got certain shows, like to know the history behind it, how it happened. Like I always find that useless information fascinating, absolutely fascinating. Like, well, this actor wasn't supposed to be the actor, but then they ended up getting this. Then you kind of go, okay. Cause like Michael J. Fox was not the original Marty McFly.
Absolutely not.
It was Eric Stoltz. And
Eric
became
the Mask.
Yeah. So proud of you, Rocky. My favorite scene. Sarasota, Florida, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Rocky Dennis, yes. Sam Elliott. And Cher. Yeah. So, but he left the Back to the Future project for some kind of Wonderful, I believe.
Well, he left because he got fired because he was making the role too serious for what they thought it was supposed to be.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he took another job or something.
He did once he got fired.
Oh,
he said, well, I guess I got time to go work on this other thing. But yeah, it was like a dramatic interpretation. Can you imagine Back to the Future without Michael J. Fox's comedic timing and crazy fear stare?
Yeah. As much as I love Eric Stoltz as an actor, he's a dick to interview. Like, oh my God. He's one of those guys that doesn't want to talk about what everybody wants to hear. I had him on in Tampa when I was there years ago, and he was doing something and that nobody cared about. But he didn't want to talk about anything from the past. And of course I brought it up and he cuts the interview short. It was, just like know who you are, know what people know you from. And and embrace it and
Mhm.
and use it and that kind of thing. But yeah, so Eric Stoltz was the original choice for Back to the Future, not Michael J. Fox. Michael
Mhm.
J. Fox was becoming a star at that time from Family
Mhm.
Ties.
Yep.
And I don't think that was his first movie, right? Back to the Future. Like Secret of My
Uh,
Success, that came afterwards. I
we are
think.
about to find out. Thank God for Google.
Secret of My
Um,
Success is an underrated movie.
100%.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome
Bright
movie.
Bright Lights, Big City, another one.
Another great one. Satisfaction with Justine with his sister.
Justine Bateman.
Yeah, that's another. I'm just going. Oh no, that's Justine Bateman. I'm thinking
Bateman.
of Jason
Well,
Bateman. Okay, sorry.
but Justine Bateman was in Family Ties with Michael J. Fox, so you're getting there.
That's why
Yeah,
I said.
see?
Yeah, that's why I said that.
I got you. Movies and shows. Back to the Future looks like the first one. Family
Yeah.
Ties was 82. Yeah, and then he had Teen Wolf right on the heels of Back to the Future
Oh, yeah, huge. How long did Family Ties run for?
from 82 to 89.
Yeah, that was a long, long run.
Yep. Doc Hollywood, that's a great one.
Doc Hollywood is another great. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I mean,
Been
there's
through that little town.
not a bad movie that Michael J. Fox has never done. Oh, and think about this. Teen Wolf 2, Jason Bateman, and just
There it is, full circle.
full circle and all the little thingies, the 80s. I love the 80s. You got to do that.
I
So,
used
yeah.
to do the little dance that he did at the prom.
Right. It's just
The
the
wolf- the
Thriller
wolfie
dance
dance.
modified, right? Yeah.
with more fur.
With more fur. Absolutely. So you kind of look at all these like little tie-ins and everything. But see, Back to the Future to me, the movie means more than just the movie, because that was, and I've told people this before, but that was the last movie that I ever saw with my grandmother. And my grandmother hadn't been to the theater. Probably last time she was at the theater, Wyatt Earp was there.
Back to the Future 1 was the last movie you really?
Yeah. We were walking through the Annapolis Mall, as my grandmother and I would do, as I've talked about before. That's why the mall means so much. Yeah, just walking around. And we were walking through the Annapolis Mall, and I'll never forget where we were at. Right there in the corner, there's J.C. Penney. There was like a skater surf shop here on the corner. Then on the left, towards one of the entrances, was the theater. And it had the list of movies, like 5 movies. And Back to the Future was there. And I'd already seen it. And I said, "Oh, Graham, have you seen that?" She goes, "Jakes, I haven't been to the theater in years." I said, "Oh, but you've got to see this movie. You're going to love this movie." "Jakes, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself in there." I said, "Let's go watch the movie. I'm buying." "Oh, Jakes, you don't have to do that. Come on. We'll get popcorn and soda." "Jakes, you know I can't eat popcorn. I got dentures." "Graham, let's just go watch the movie." "All right, Jakes, if that's what how long is it?" "I don't know. It's like 2 hours." "Okay. I don't know. Okay. We'll go in there." So Graham and I go in, get our tickets for like $3, $4, whatever it was at the time. Walked into the theater, got some snacks, got some soda, and we watched the movie. And that was the last movie she had ever seen in a theater. And probably the first movie she had seen in a theater since, like I said, Wyatt Earp. she wasn't a go out to the theater type of gal. You know,
Dick Tracy.
Yeah, the original. Like he was actually acting. He was there. You know? So it was like one. Everybody's got a thing about a thing. That's my thing about that thing. You know, so
I like that.
Yeah, Back to the Future will always be my man. You know,
Elizabeth Shue replacing the original Jennifer.
Yeah, because you know why is the original Jennifer stayed at home or moved home with her mother, who was diagnosed with cancer, to take care of her.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I believe I am correct on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
So you look at these like actors and actresses, let's just say from the 80s, topic of conversation, that had a huge, bright future of doing things. Jake from 16 Candles could have been
from State Farm.
No, Jake from 16 Candles, Porsche 944, Cherry Red, right? Could have been the next big, me? Yeah, you. Jake, he could have been the next big thing. He didn't like Hollywood. Good for him. It's just like any other business. He didn't like the business. So he gave it up, moved back to, I believe, Pennsylvania, and went to work in the family business of making furniture. which he still does to this day. I mean, you're like, outside of Molly Ringwald, you're the star of this blockbuster, decade-shaping movie. And you're like, I'm good. And you move, I'm going to go make furniture. I admire that so much.
Chunk.
Yeah. Chunk left. There's a lot of people.
Left.
Yeah.
The funny thing about Chunk is that he was like, I don't want to be an actor, but I see where the money is. So I'm going to law school to represent actors.
Is that what he did?
He's a entertainment lawyer in Hollywood now.
Well, I had
and
no
he's
idea.
thin.
Well, yeah, he was a chunky kid and stuff.
Yeah, he's thin now. He's very svelte.
Yeah. I admire that, in this weird life that I'm living right now of, at 50 years of age and being in one career for 30 years and thinking, it's taken me a while and I'm still working myself through this. Not letting your career define who you are as a person. That is a very difficult thing to do because I don't think, and maybe it's my mindset, I don't think it's unhealthy to have your career define you as a person. Like, just as long as you're still a person, right? I mean, you're a good person. Like, you could be known for your work. There are people that work up to the day they die. And that's what they love to do. That's what makes them happy. I love to work. I love to be creative. I love to talk to an audience, big or small. I love to talk to an audience. I love the challenge of putting on a product that hopefully resonates with somebody enough to, and in this case, since it's a Freebay episode, you listening and go, you know what, they're actually pretty entertaining. I'm going to subscribe. You're then going to go to jasonbailey.com and actually pay $4.99 a month, which is not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money to buy content when there's so much content out there. We have a great number of subscribers and I appreciate you guys immensely, but you guys are, your ride or dies from the radio show. We built that relationship with the radio show. To get a subscriber that has no idea of the radio show days and has just found us, like there was somebody that emailed me the other day and they just came across the podcast and became a subscriber and had this long email of, I've listened to radio shows. I was not familiar with you and, blah, 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 blah. They're like in the Midwest and this and that. I was like, dude, that's really cool. They mentioned one of the shows that we did and they just liked it and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't know if I'd have a problem being defined in my eulogy by my body of work. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Because these actors are like, I got other things in life to do. I don't want this to define me.
It kind of all depends on if that's got a positive tone to it or not, Like if you were only famous for playing Jeffrey Dahmer in a series for 20 years, I don't know that that's what I would want to hang my hat on.
Yeah, you're talking about two different things, though. You're talking about being defined,
defined by, that's kind of, are you defined as being a great actor or are you defined as playing something that you don't want to be remembered for?
Okay, you're missing.
Now you're in a character thing. What's my character and what's my character going to be remembered for?
I think you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying as a person, having your work define you. Like that's all you are as a person. You're known from your family and friends, mainly from your family, right? Is like, I'm this actor. I do this and I do that. Not as an actor, like kind of tear it out a little bit. Take the overall encompassing human being versus just in the line of work. So
so people remember you as an actor. People remember you as a radio personality. That's what you're remembered for.
No.
Trying to figure out where you're going.
Yeah. Okay. Understand what I'm saying. You as a person, what do you want to be defined at? I'm not talking about what other people think. I'm talking about what you think. What do you want to be defined as a person? Do you want to allow your job to define you as a person? So let's just say in my case, do I want to mope and sit around the house and say, dude, offers from radio stations aren't coming in. How is my life going to move on in advance? Because a lot of radio people are going through that right now. They've done radio for decades. and they can't find a job, or the business has passed them by, the age limit is expired, the money is not there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So they sit around and mope. Some decide to take their own lives because they feel that's who they are. That's all they are, and nothing else. That's being defined by your job. Yeah. I will not allow that to happen. You're talking about being known for within your job. So if you're the guy that just played Jeffrey Dahmer, that's public image. But I'm talking about the person themselves. If they were to go around and go, dude, don't you watch 88? I was the guy that played Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, I'm doing a signing this week. This is who I am. This is who and you just live there, and that's all you to your family and friends. You're like, I don't need to take out the trash. I played Jeffrey Dahmer in 88. And
it's pretty one note. Yeah, I wouldn't want that to be my defining moment.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't be defined by that. Going back to, just so I don't sound hypocritical, I don't mind being defined as the guy that did the good things he did in my business, just as whatever business that you're in listening, being defined as, oh my God, at your eulogy, your wife getting up there and saying, hey, he loved being a plumber. He loved doing this. He loved whatever it is. But the most important thing is he was a great father. He was a great husband. He was a great provider. When somebody needed help, he was there. That's how I want to be defined. I want to be defined, like me or not, believe the rumors all you want. I can tell you right now, 90% of them aren't true. Some of the things that have been said about me. But at my eulogy, I guarantee even the people that hate on me, that were close to me at one time, would post, he at least, he took his neck out for me. He made sure that I never paid. He always tried to teach me, but I was too much of a fucking millennial to listen. And, all these other things that would be said, you know what I mean? So not being defined by that. Who was the other guy? Brian Bloom, who was a big star in the 80s. He was a teen heartthrob. And occasionally he pops up in different roles. But he was supposed to be the next big thing. Tall, dark, and handsome, dark hair, thicky, dark eyebrows.
I do not remember that name at all.
Brian, and he had Brian Bloom, what a great name, right?
Great name.
And he fell off the face of the planet for some reason. And I don't remember why. It's kind of like a musician that hits it big right out of the gates. And then you never hear from him. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen him and stuff.
Yeah, I think he had a brother too.
Scott and Mike.
Yeah, the Blooms.
He co-wrote the screenplay and starred in The A-Team.
I don't remember that.
The movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's bragging rights.
Well, the new one with Bradley Cooper and Rampage Jackson. I liked it.
Not bragging rights.
He played the special the Pike, the mercenary guy.
I never saw the movie.
Oh, dude, you can't dog it. It's good. It's very entertaining. Just take it for entertainment value. Liam Neeson. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I live around the TV show. Dun, 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 dun,
gotta have a cigar.
Yeah.
George I pity the fool.
I pity the fool. It was the most racist episode. If that were to be found by the loud wokiness, the episode of, because so for those not familiar with the A-Team was the A-Team is a group of, it was a group of ex-military guys, that's how the show started, that were mercenaries. Now we're mercenaries, known as the A-Team. And they drove around
like 85 successful missions,
Yeah, they're mercenaries from the military back in the day, Vietnam, and they go around and they help people. They always find trouble. And they have, for some reason, chrome machine guns hidden, like no one could find them in the floorboard of this badass black and red,
cool,
jacked up in the back van that belongs to B.A. Baracus, which was Mr. T. And then you have the leader, Hannibal, right? George Papar.
Yes.
And then you had Face, which was the good looking guy. And then you have Murdoch, right? Who's the crazy
pilot.
Yeah, the crazy guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the love interest. I think her name was Amy, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, So they would go around and they would save the day. No one ever died, which was always cool. You can count your bottom dollar that every episode there's going to be a car, just like every other 80s sitcom, that drives and for some reason drives up a ramp that's on the side of the road and flips over. So that always happened. There were gunfights. They were 20
and the explosion is behind the car.
Yeah, they're 20 feet in front of each other and no one ever gets shot. Anyway, back to the most racist episode maybe in television history that's never talked about. I don't care, but I know you loud wokey people would love to find this episode and make a big deal about it. B.A. Baracus, Mr. T, tough guy and all, hated to fly, wouldn't fly. Period. The end of story, wouldn't fly. So they had to be creative, the rest of the A-team, to get him to fly. This one episode, they're going to drug him, but they have to give him a pill.
By the way, he was airborne.
Yeah, he was already in the air, by the way. Yeah. Well, I
No,
don't know.
he was airborne. He had a tattoo, airborne.
Oh, he was in the Air Force.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny, I didn't think about that. And they never explain, I don't think, why. Anyway, do you know how they gave him the drug to knock him out?
In chicken.
No, close. Banana. A banana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, again, in the 80s, when we didn't have any of these issues that we would look too far into something and scream racism or whatever, oppression or sexism or ageism, we didn't have any of that. We minded our own business and we took it for what it was. That's how we Gen Xers roll. And that's why we live in a long, healthy lifestyle. But for you, rest you wokey wokes, you know,
that's bad.
You Ewokes, then you're going to look at that episode and you're going to go, oh my God, that episode of the A-Team is so racist. I can't believe they put that on the streaming service. Do you realize you're giving an African-American, you're drugging him, just like that Christmas song about the drugging and the drinking? You gave an African-American man a drug without his permission and you put it in a banana. That is the most racist thing. Huh. I can't believe that A-Team aired on television. I'm offended and I'm going to Twitter. Huh. That's what they do.
You just turned into Nixon.
I can't believe that was there. I can't believe the racism was there. I just can't believe it.
Let's not let our wokey friends watch any All in the Family episodes.
Oh my God. Well, we're probably, the streams for that are probably through the roof after Reiner's death.
People are going, they really said this shit on TV?
Yeah.
They really did say it on TV.
And you wonder, well, I guess Meathead he was the total. Yeah, he was the total opposite of Archie.
Mm-hmm.
So he would have been today's, youth. Archie's the old school. Archie would be us. You know what I mean? So they're love the guy even more. So Rob Reiner probably wasn't playing much of a character farther than what he was in real life, as Meathead. But God, that story it's so horrendous and it's so, no pun intended, I swear I'm not trying to be funny, cut and dry, that it's hard for me to believe it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like kid, crazy. And it drives me insane that every time you got to mention his kid, the murderer, allegedly. Well,
mental disorder,
mental this and schizophrenia. Like, okay, well, thank you for giving us some color, but that doesn't make it excusable that he slit his parents' throats. That's horrible. Absolutely.
Execution style on the kitchen floor.
Yeah. So do you know, I didn't really get all the details in the story. They weren't sleeping. How did it play out?
No, they were both on their knees in the kitchen. How
did he get them on their knees?
I don't know. Probably held a knife to them and said, get on your knees. And they did.
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah. I don't remember where I learned that information, but yes, I heard it was on the kitchen floor on their knees. So he basically stood behind them like he would have seen some ISIS dude on thing, grabbed him by their hair, and that's
gun
horrible.
Maybe. Yeah, you could get me there, but a knife, there is no way you're getting me in that position. Like, I can fight you with a knife. That's not happening. See, that's what happens when you have compassion, is that you allow people to put you in that situation. They probably thought that he wouldn't do anything. That's why they did it.
Oh, I'm certain. I mean, God, how could you remotely think that your children are capable of something like that, even if you've coddled them to that point?
Oh, everybody is. Everybody is a split second away from being a psychopath, and everybody's got it in them. We're animals. We've got that fight or flight, and we got that crazy bug. I know I got it. I can flip on a dime, man. I mean, I can turn into a different person within a split second, and become something totally opposite of what people know me as or think I am. But everybody's got it. Everybody's got it, especially if you can justify it. But this dude all jacked up in the brain. But I mean, you're talking about a coddled Hollywood kid that had, we did $10,000 allowance, I read a month, and, never had any response. I mean, he is, a whiny little brat, and looking, oh, I didn't have this and I didn't have that. You want to know where it comes from? It comes from being coddled. Like, if you want to blame something, I don't think the kid was born crazy. His sister seems like she's doing okay. His parents seemed like they were doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have agreed with his politics, but they seem like normal people for the most part, right? Nice, caring, loving family. But you gave too much to the kid and you let him manipulate you, and then you got caught up in the drug trap in Hollywood, because that's what these kids do, because they're searching for something, because they have, why kids search for something? Because they have everything. When somebody has everything and there's nothing else to be given, you have to go find something that's not being given to you. And that's what they do. That's why, this tragic story of Hollywood happens all the time, is because they have everything.
Did you just think of that?
What? Think of what?
If they have to go find something because they already have everything?
Yes.
That's good.
Well, thank
Deep.
you. Yeah. Well, sometimes I can go balls deep on you, Ben.
Well, don't do that. Just give me good information.
And it was
the right angle. That golden scissors looks like you're the Statue of Liberty.
The Rob Reiner was killed first, right? And then they found. Yeah, you don't know the whole deal too.
No, I don't know what the timeline was.
Yeah, that's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. Yeah. So horrific. So made so many great movies. Did a lot for the community. I mean, just good family. Just
he seemed like a dude that would have been fun to hang out with, so long as you didn't talk politics. Quite frankly,
Rob Reiner.
100%.
I agree with you 110%.
Yeah, I would love to hang out with him.
Seemed like a caring guy. Mm-hmm. That would be like if you're walking down the street and you look sad, you'd be like, "Hey man, you need a hug."
Yeah.
Like, you need a hug and $1,000. Yes, please. Okay, cool. Thanks. Seemed like very good. And give a lot of guys opportunities in the business. Kevin Bacon went to social media just bawling his eyes out. Now we're going to have this long, that's what, the beginning of 2026 that's when this trial starts, right? So I think they got a, what's it when they prolong it?
Be surprised if they have a trial when they prolong it.
You want to talk? There's
continuance or
continuance. They asked for a continuance before the end of the year, and they gave it to them. It's like, yeah, well, January 6th is good for us, and so they'll come back and they'll have a trial. You don't think that? I would go to trial. I mean, if there's I got nothing to lose. I don't think the kid cares if he lives or dies. Why not? Look at OJ. OJ went to trial, got off the hook. Casey
he didn't do
it. Right, sure. Casey Anthony, same thing.
He didn't do it.
OJ.
Have I not told you my OJ theory?
No.
Dude.
He was
OJ didn't do it.
Express. I swear to God. He was
OJ didn't do it.
Okay.
But his son did. And he was doing everything he could to protect his son. His son is the one that killed her.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a whole conspiracy theory about that, and I buy into it 100%.
Yeah. What about Casey Anthony?
Love didn't fit.
What about Casey Anthony?
No, Casey killed her. Casey's nuts. She's a bitch.
But look,
she got off.
She got off because Jeff, what's his name? Dum Dum went for first degree. If they would have gone for a lesser punishment, she would have been found guilty. Guarantee it. So anyway, right. Let's wrap this sumbitch up. You learned a lot today. Okay. Mind blown. If there's ever an episode that you're going to go around bragging about what you heard, it would probably be today, because you're going to feel smart. And I think I found the secret is that every episode I've got to say something that makes you sound smart. So you can go tell somebody, seriously, this is my mindset of 2026. Every episode that we do, I'm going to say something that you can take and make yourself sound smart. In return,
he's talking to y'all, not me.
Yeah. In return, you have to then credit the show. You have to say, hey, I learned this on the Bailey Show podcast.
You can subscribe for $4.99.
Go subscribe on jasonbailey.com. All right. I mean, like the last episode this week, Thursday's episode, depending on when you're listening and stuff, I'm going to tell you why 2026 is going to be a good year. Yes, it's a little bit of personal, but it's a lot of not just theology, but mythology and all that good stuff in between, where 2026 is going to be an historic year for us human beings. And I've got 3 pages of information to back my play. Okay. Whether you buy into it or not, that's all up to you. But I'm telling you, before I did all this research, and that's another thing, I did a lot of research, so you motherfuckers better appreciate it. Before I did all this research, I had a good vibe. The end of 2025 ended really well for me. Just the little wins. Had some car issues, $2,000 worth of damage, not damage, but issues that needed to be fixed. I don't know shit about cars, so I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was $2,000. Take it into the GMC dealership, and they say your warranty covers it all. All you got to do is pay the premium or the whatever, $100. I say, great. They said, oh, by the way, you got $86 of GMC bucks, $14 out the door. Boom. That's awesome. Little wins. That set me up for good 2026. There's a couple other things that happened financially. Boom. Little wins. Granted, did not win my fantasy football league, but last couple weeks on a run with my parlays, I got to tell you, Hard Rock Bet. Boom. Anyway, so all these little things. I'm going to run it all down for you, but that's a sub episode. Tuesdays and Thursdays are sub episodes. It's just a matter if you want to join us or not. jasonbailey.com. I hope you do. I hope 2026, I'd like to get 1,000 new subscribers in the first 6 months, if that's possible. I don't know if it's possible or not.
Oh, it's possible.
I'd like to get 5 new sponsors in the first 6 months. I don't know if that's possible or not.
It's possible.
I don't know if it's possible. I can't do it alone. I can tell you that right now. I bet your bottom nipple nips can't do it alone. So anyway, that's my song and dance, bitches. Man, song and dance, bitches. Look, jasonbailey.com for all of your information, all of our links, like, share, follow on all the social medias. All the shows have their own Instagrams, and you can get all that information there on the website. Sign up for our newsletters. The Bald Badger puts a lot of work into that, and I see each and every one that opens the newsletter, and I see each and every one that makes a link click. All right, I know. Also, our merch is up there on jasonbailey.com for all the shows. And a good run of merch lately for people. So maybe we'll get some new designs up there that the Bald Badger, whenever he gets around with his magical wand of a finger, decides to think of something and put something up, we'll get it done. All right, Bald Badger, you got anything before we get out?
I do. Whenever you're doing something, you should give 100%, unless you're giving blood.
Oh, wow. That's good. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Nicely done. All right. Look, as always, thanks for the support. Appreciate you listening. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. If you had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. And sure shit, don't be posting stuff on social media, because you will lose a lot of friends like that. All right. Till next time. Talk to you then. Bye.
Hey, good looking. It's the Bailey Show podcast. jasonbailey.com. It's a website.
Okay, this episode's over. Goodbye.
3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, jasonbailey.com.